sound so good with this microphone. Even better than the other one.
Just imagine how good you'd sound if you were recording inside your Rivian.
I would sound probably worse because that'd be on my iPhone.
Actually, the back mic on the phone, because you know you can use that whole continuity camera thing, that sounds really good up against your mouth.
Just that like little tiny pinhole thing on the back?
Yeah, I tried it with continuity camera or whatever and like recorded with QuickTime as like an input with the iPhone, and I was genuinely surprised. I thought it was podcast worthy.
Wow. Well, they are studio quality, I've heard, so...
Apparently so. I'm going to take... I'm not happy about talking about iPhones, guys.
Why?
Well, you know, I was just talking to Jason before the show, the story of my iPhone.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else knows, though.
Okay. So
what'd you order?
I ordered the iPhone 15 Pro, and my shipping updates are coming through, but they're not coming through reliably. So according to shipper StarTrack, a subsidiary company now of Australia Post, Apple, you need to reconsider your contracting. When you used to use TNT and everything went beautifully. I think it was TNT, wasn't it? It was one of the yellow ones. Maybe it was DHL. I don't know. But it worked reliably every time. Now we've got StarTrack, Australia Post. Well, say no more. As soon as Australia Post gets involved in postal logistics, things go wrong. The shipping said it was at Perth Airport and stayed that way for like 3 days. So I phoned them and they said, we'll lodge an investigation. Well, give us 24 hours. I gave them 24 hours, hadn't heard back. I phoned them again and they said, let's just have a look at that. Shipping information that I can see still says it's at Perth Airport. Let me click around. They click around. That's actually at Bibra Lake Distribution Centre. I'll send them a note. I'll send the manager a note. It's like, excellent. Okay, a note. I'm sure that'll cut right through the bureaucracy. I said, how long might it take until I hear back from your note? And the answer I got was, how long is a piece of string?
They said that.
Now, when you've got $2,000 iPhone out there in the ether, that's not the answer you're looking for. I do not know what to do now. So do I just keep waiting and hope that it gets found at some point?
Did you go to Spotlight to see how long a piece of string was, just to have an idea?
I didn't bother. No.
I could here. Hold on, real time. Let me check. The Truth Machine. How long is a piece of string? ? The length of a piece of string can vary and depends on how much string is available. So there you go.
I reckon they've got a lot of string.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. So it's just in this limbo land. I can't. Jason, you're suggesting I cancel my order, but I don't know how.
Yeah.
I've got a refund. So I've got 14 days to return my old one to get my refund. So that clock's ticking. So I'm a little bit
from the date of order or from the date of receipt?
I don't know. I need to figure that out. But
I do think it's kind of funny that you called them about them not being able to deliver something, and then they told you the answer was that they were going to deliver another piece of information, which is this note to someone. What's the confidence level that note's going to get there? Not
extraordinarily low.
Yeah.
And so okay. I tried using the Apple callers and discussion because I was like, what the heck? You know, they won't know because if they have any information, they'll only have the information I have. But I called them. And you don't talk to a person, you talk to a computer that says, I'm a computer, but I sound like a person. Ask me a question. And so you ask the Apple bot a question. It waits for a minute, and then you just hear this keyboard clicking sound effect. Thank you for your inquiry. We can send you a link via SMS to your phone so that you can track the status of your order. I was like, I know the status of my order. The status of my order is wrong. What do I do now? How do I cancel this order or start over? I'm flummoxed. So probably the answer is just be patient, Andrew. Just forget shipping tracking exists and just trust the world. I don't know. It'll probably turn up Monday. No, it won't turn up Monday. Who am I kidding? It'll probably turn up Friday.
That confidence and optimism was there for like almost a second and a half, and then it immediately went away.
So all is that to say, I'm very happy, Jason, that you have your iPhone 15. Martin, I'm happy that you confidently have $2,000 still in your pocket. I have neither.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time with my 13 mini. It's the perfect size for my hands.
That's a bummer. That is such a lame, because it's like you can't. It's not like whose fault is it? It's a carrier. Like, what are you going to do? It's so hard to do anything about that.
Yeah, and it's so hard to find anybody who has authority to do anything about it.
Right.
I like that you're even twirling your USB-C cable there, just with this great sense of anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, got my A to C adapter all ready to go. Oh,
The
man.
real tragedy is that he already got rid of all of his lightning cables from his house. He went through and purged them all, and so he has no way of charging his phone anymore.
And wiped his phone. It's
And
gone.
wiped it.
Everything.
Yeah, shipped it back. He's got nothing. That sucks. There's nothing more I can say than that. Is super annoying. And Star Trek, you are 0 stars.
Yeah, 0. Absolutely 0 stars. Just check I just load up Parcel right now, actually. Just for the latest update.
Can you give us a real-time update on this? Where are we at?
Okay, so the 22nd of September, it was in New South Wales.
So Martin had it. Okay.
Oh, shit. It's under my desk. I totally forgot. Sorry, Andrew. Let me just...
So you don't realize that everything goes through like he has to actually pass it off to the next place. So he maybe it fell in the couch cushion or something. We don't know.
It's true. StarTrack is run entirely by volunteers, and I just totally forgot. Sorry.
But it's okay. It left New South Wales. And on Monday, the 25th of September, at 2:49 a.m., it arrived at Perth Airport. And that's it. Monday, the 25th. It is now, time of recording, it is now the 1st of October. So it's been somewhere in the Perth region for a week, basically. Who knows?
I'm kind of obsessed with the Xbox stuff again. I know we've talked about that before, but Xbox cloud gaming beta, quote unquote, because I'm sure it's just beta, so they can be like, hey, it's beta, just in case anything happens. But I think, Martin, you use this or have used it for sure.
I did. I was super impressed, but I unsubscribed ages ago just because I was never in the position to actually use it. I had the time to do it.
You only need to get fresh tyres every few years, right? So when are you in the tyre shop to play it?
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
So next time I have to do a car repeer or something that sees me sitting for a while.
Resubscribe. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Someone at Microsoft will go, God, I hope Martin's car is okay.
Feels like he's getting a lot of tires. I have an arrow pointed at it in the free form, and it says, wow, because I can't get over technically, like, yeah, the games are fine. Like, whatever your favorite games are, that's irrelevant. Just the technology behind this thing, it's just blowing my mind how incredibly good it is, and how yet again, Xbox, the, I don't know, subsidiary of Microsoft, whatever the business thing is there, they just always do everything really, really, really well. And every time we talk about anything Microsoft, it's never anything good, but everything Xbox is like exceptional. And this cloud gaming thing. So, okay, I'm on my Mac, first of all. So already you would think, oh, that's not going to work because it's a Microsoft thing. Nope. I literally open up Safari. So again, you'd think, oh, a Mac and Safari? You can't do Microsoft things there. That doesn't work. Load up this cloud gaming thing, fires up beautifully, pick a game. I get the little rocket ship thing while it's loading, while somebody runs down the hall and throws the game I want into an Xbox in some data center somewhere. I suppose that's how it works. So they put the disc in, it goes. Now in Safari on my Mac, I have effectively an Xbox just running in the browser that has a little sub menu where I can full screen it, and I turn on a PlayStation 5 controller connected via Bluetooth, and it all works 1000% perfectly. No, glitching, no dropped frames. Like, it looks beautiful, it works, and it's just streaming the entire thing to my desktop.
What game were you playing?
There's a couple of them that I've been playing lately. Starfield, which is the new one. Xbox Game Pass again. Game Pass also the best possible subscription in the entire world, in the world of subscriptions, because it's just in there. You go, oh, that's a cool game. I should go look at. Oh, it's in Game Pass. Okay, cool. I just have it already. Like, it's amazing. So Starfield and Sea of Stars. A lot of stars going on here to go with the Star Trek version. Yes, that's it's the water version.
Is that that's not the pirate version? That's Sea of Thieves. Pirate
That's
game.
Sea of Thieves, yeah, which also Game Pass. So yeah, you can play that. There's so many games on Game Pass, but this cloud thing, if you haven't tried it or you've ever thought you wanted to maybe play, you didn't want to get a console, you kind of almost don't need a console when it comes to this cloud gaming thing.
Well, I tried that before buying it. I was doing it just through the iPad and stuff.
There you go.
Worked.
It's almost like a trial of a console. That's pretty cool.
Martin, does it even work okay on Australian internet? I mean, Jason with his gigabit both way situation, totally fine, okay. But
true.
Even us,
remember, I was doing it in a tyre shop.
True.
On my phone.
On a phone.
On 4G, not 5G or something, just normal whatever.
Yeah. So I can start a game on my Mac. I can then continue it on my iPad, then move it to my phone, then move it to like the ROG Ally. It just goes to all the devices seamlessly. It's freaking great. I
think the difference is in Australia, you can just run like the cloud gaming thing without a hitch. But in America, with Jason's particular system, he could do that multiple times over and run all of Amazon's logistics systems from his study. That's the difference.
Yeah, definitely. So it's great and it's awesome and I love it. And I just like Xbox just doing awesome stuff over there. The infrastructure that it must take to make this work has to just be just next level engineering to make all this function for not just me, but I'm sure thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. I don't even know how many people would be concurrently trying to use this, but it just works. So 500 stars for cloud gaming.
Would
via
one say
Xbox.
You've given it a sea of stars?
I would give it, yes, a sea of stars. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And on the topic of sea, let's all thank the undersea cables that are supporting that for you.
That's
Indeed.
true. Yeah.
It's like this. Jason's given an entire sea of stars. It's just basically a starfield.
A Starfield. Yeah. Boy, this is really just circling.
And for the price, it's basically a steal, which makes you a thief of the sea, of the stars.
Okay.
Within the Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Does that work? I don't know. I think I'm clutching at straws now.
You're clutching at stars.
Okay. It has officially fallen off the cliff now, I think. I think it is.
And did we mention that my iPhone is being held ransom by StarTrack?
I think we may have covered that a couple 2-3 minutes ago. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Xbox.
there you go. Xbox. Love them. They're great. Let's do a little contest. Do either of you know what application that icon is from?
The purple one?
Yeah.
I do.
Apple Podcasts, I think is how you pronounce it.
Okay. That's perfect.
Formerly iTunes.
iTunes. Yeah, it's wherever you get your podcasts is really what that one's called. I just wanted to bring that up because I would love it if everybody that's hearing any of our three voices right now, if you could just pop that thing open, go over to the show. There'll be a link in the show notes even, really, to just try to get you as close to the metal as we can. just grab your little cursor, just tap on that. The star furthest to the right is the star you're looking for. Not the first one, not the second one. Getting closer with the third. Fourth is, you think 4 looks good, but then you see 5 and you say, "Ooh, that 5th one, that's the one I want." You click that, and then that's basically it. You could, if you're like really feeling ambitious and you just said you woke up today and you're like, "Ooh, I just got energy for days." You could go into the little text box underneath. Use your little clicky clack keyboard. Chuck a couple words in there. Let other people know what's going on here and why that 5 stars was, the most you could give. You'd give 10 if you could. You'd give 20, 30, 50 stars, but the man is keeping us down to 5. So 5-star that thing. Throw some words in there. It would be great because the podcast universe is weird, and for some reason it matters that it takes place in this one place where you may not even listen. So download it, do that, and then get rid of it if you don't want it. So thank you.
So basically give us a star field.
Or a sea of stars. But not a Star Trek.
No. That Star Trek is what we're getting now, where the reviews are not arriving. we want the other one where they actually show up. It would be preferable.
Yes, that's much better.
Because there's some magic threshold that we have to hit for it to even show what our rating is, like above the fold, basically. Because if you look at other shows, it'll show like all the artwork and everything, and it'll have a rating way up at the top. But for if you don't have enough, it's just down at the bottom. So,
I think the technical term is Loserville. Is that what we're in?
I think so. Yeah,
Martin. Business corner. Okay, what we'll find is that most things in nature and business and podcasting fall into the 80-20 rule, otherwise known as the Pareto rule. 80% of everything. All right, that's your ATP show. That's your talk show with John Gruber. 80%. Then in the 20, there's something called the long tail, and that's where you have all the other people in that down in that 20%, all grabbing for that 20% of other listenership. Now, can we push Hemispheric Views into the 80, where that sweet, sweet advertising revenue lives?
Ugh. Ew. I don't want that. I actually thought we were maybe more like the 20% of the 20% of the 20%. Like the long, it's a really long tail. Sort of just looks like a flat line.
We're consistent. We've done almost 100 episodes every 2 weeks for a long period of time. We should get something for that.
Every other Thursday, rather. Yeah. So there you go.
That's weird to think about, really.
Thanks for Business Corner. Martin, if you wanted to do more research on the long tail and the 80-20 rule and Pareto, you could use a search engine. Which search engine would you use?
Is this a trick question?
No, it's a genuine, honest question. If you wanted to search it up, as my kid would say, Dad, search it up.
Search it up.
What would you use to search it up?
If I just walked up to Safari, either on my phone, on my Mac, on my iPad or whatever, it would be running and is running DuckDuckGo.
Okay. Backed by the Bing search engine, backed by Microsoft. Gets back to Xbox. Jason, if you were searching and you were going to search it up.
Search it up sounds like some weird TV show from the 80s on like MTV or like the 90s maybe. Like, search it up. Like, I don't know what it would be, but that's what it sounds like. So
you just it would be like the kid with that computer, doing the thumbs up. Search it up.
Yeah.
Was that you, Andrew?
Yeah. Oh, the kid. I wish it was. He was a legend.
And whatever it was, it came on like a floppy disk. So like if you wanted to search it up, you had to put the floppy disk in.
Search it up with Encarta 95.
Encarta, yes. Oh, those videos took so long to play.
CD-ROM drive.
and like a 1X. It was a 1X back then. I don't even think it had X's. I think it just that was the 1X.
Just CD-ROM.
And then eventually, yeah.
Sorry, Martin, that was before your time.
What was?
CD-ROMs.
No, I used them as a kid. I used to put in Carter into the Power Macintosh.
CD-ROMs were before your time. I don't think so.
I really look. We've almost done 100 shows of the regular one, right?
Yeah.
This show,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Andrew thinks I'm like 11.
Yeah,
Just a
you're like,
really hairy 11-year-old.
That's being generous.
you're just a work experience kid.
I'm not even sure he
thank
thinks
you.
you've actually been born yet. I'm still questioning that.
I'm just an AI-generated potential future vision of some guy from Wollongong.
I'm just looking forward to the day we can turf you for the show and bring in Mac.
Thanks.
True.
That's really what we're holding out for at this point.
If you think I'm a foot, you just wait.
Oh, my goodness. Could only imagine.
Do you want to go to the park, Mac? No. Once we're there, do you want to go home? No. Stay park. All right.
Damn right.
So, Jason, how would you search it up?
If I was going to search it up, my first choice would probably be AOL keywords. But if I didn't have access to those, I would probably use this thing that I think people are chatting about these days. I've been trialing it out. Is it Kaggy? Kaggy? I don't know, really.
Kaggy, I think.
Kaggy?
Kaggy?
Is that what your mouth is after you have too much milk and you have it in your water?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's Kagi.
I think it's Kaggy. There is somewhere on their website where they pronounce it, but I've forgotten what they say now.
Okay.
Kagi?
Well, it's some new thing. Well, actually, it's not even really that new. It's been around for a while. I remember trying it. When did we tried it a long time ago?
We did,
Like,
and it was
6 months
pretty
ago,
ordinary.
a year ago?
Probably a year ago.
Yeah,
it wasn't
was
great.
just sort of like, this isn't. I don't really understand why I would use this, but I've been using it lately, and it's been good. It finds me what I want to find. Usually, it's got a lot of like specificity around certain things. Like you can search specifically podcasts, and it will do podcast search, which is pretty cool. Or they have a thing called like lenses, where you can do a search through a lens of, I'm doing research around this, or it just sort of like shifts the way that you're looking at the results on the internet. Hold on. So I can get everybody mad. It's a paid product. Oh no, paid search. God, that's the worst. How could you? But it's $10 for unlimited searches, which it didn't used to be. It was like $10 for like some limited number.
Yeah, it was $5, and it's $5 for 300.
I was blowing through that. It's like, well, this is not going to work, because just doing show notes alone, I do like hundreds of searches just for that.
Although, Jason, they have just announced they've gone to $10 for unlimited searches.
Yes. Right. So I'm still using it. I think I've been using it for a couple of weeks, maybe a month. I'm still not convinced that it's doing me any better than DuckDuckGo, which is what I had used for the last 100 million years. So we'll see. I like the premise of it. I like the customization of it. You can change a lot of like visually how the search results work. You can make it your default thing, and it's kind of hacky. I think it's not great. You know, if you go into Safari and say, what search engine do I want? Sure, it's not there, but you can use like an extension and it mostly works. You can do it on your phone as well. So it's pretty seamless. I don't think it's perfect. I'd much rather it be in that selection box. So when I type in that top bar, I still get DuckDuckGo sometimes, like randomly. And I don't know why. I think just because it is kind of a hack. But all of that aside, as a search engine, I think it's very good. But that being said, if you look at DuckDuckGo from a free standpoint, because that's the bar is free, right? Like there's a million search engines, you know, capital G is in the room. Everybody knows about that. So if I look at DuckDuckGo as free and this as $10 a month, $10 a month, not $10 a year, $10 a month. It's, SetApp is like, what, $15 a month or something? So $10 is pretty pricey and pretty, that I think that prices out a lot of people, regardless of how good it is. But anyways, DuckDuckGo versus this, I have still not hit that point where I'm like, this is definitely $10 a month better than DuckDuckGo. Personally, I've not hit that, but it's very good. I do like it. Did I sell you? Did I sell you on it?
Yeah, look, I've been using it too.
Oh, see, look, I pre-sold you on it. You're already there.
I think I told you about it. I don't want
You
to
did.
brag
You
or
did.
anything.
You did.
I haven't used it, and I think I totally forgot that it was ever discussed on this show, if it was. So thanks for telling me again.
Well, look, it's the one thing that holds me back from really leaning in and buying a bunch of credits and all that. Nothing to do with the company, everything to do with the exchange rate. Once again, we have a product that is priced in US dollars, and like $10 US per month might be totally reasonable, might sound reasonable in the US, but in Australia, that becomes like $18 at the moment, let's say, Martin, 15 maybe. Like, that's for a month of search. Like, that's a lot of money. And it's not their fault. It's just the exchange rate. But everything is denominated in US dollars, and it really hurts. And in Australia, it's hurting more and more.
What about those poor New Zealanders? What's going on over there?
Yeah, that must be absolutely disastrous. So
What's
really,
going on there?
it's...
Well, as in our dollar is generally stronger than theirs is, so their exchange rate
So it's
would
even
be
worse.
even worse.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And so it's just difficult to find that amount of money to put towards a search engine, given that you're going to get screwed by the exchange rate. So, and you'll pay bank fees on top of that, just as a further annoyance. It's just there's all these products are all suffering the same problem here in the southern hemisphere. So just put that out there, as since we are hemispheric views, it's just become more and more noticeable that as our exchange rate has fluctuated, these things are getting more expensive. So I'm really having to be selective with my subscriptions.
I wonder how many users there are out of, I don't know, Fiji or Vanuatu or New Caledonia. Any listeners from out there who have been suffering the Kagi or Kaji or Kagi or whatever the hell it is exchange rate, write into Andrew specifically. And
wouldn't it be great if there was a global currency that could resolve this problem?
Oh, God. No. Please don't take
what would you call
there.
it, Andrew? What would you call it?
I don't know, something like Satoshi.
Would it be paper money, or would you make it like fun, like coins?
And then I thought Satoshi, but then that sounds like you're talking like a Japanese currency rather than a global currency. So I was thinking maybe something like BitNote.
BitNote.
Because it's computery,
Like
and then like a dollar note.
Yeah.
But we don't. But then Australia doesn't have dollar notes, so we don't know what that means.
Do you have dollar coins?
We do.
We do.
Oh, so could you just swap out note for coin? Maybe
Call it Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. That could be a thing.
That could work.
Yeah, it has a good ring to it.
Could we consume oodles of carbon polluting energy to create said Bitcoin?
I think so.
I think if we put it through like a superfluous algorithm of some kind in like a really overly complicated ledger system or something, we could probably make it use a lot of fossil fuel.
Is there any way that I could get just gloriously rich through some sort of Bitcoin Ponzi scheme?
Probably you won't, but many others will. Yeah. So
Well, then I could afford my Kagi search, potentially.
you could, yeah. And you could buy StarTrack and find your phone. Just shut them down and say, everything stops until this phone is found, okay? No one's going home until this phone is put on my desk right now.
I'll walk into StarTrack and I'll say, let that sink in.
God.
You know what I've just realised after 3 years of doing this show with you two, Jason, I feel like this podcast is really just a kind of business therapy for Andrew.
Well, there's a million ideas a minute coming out of it, so eventually one of them's going to stick.
I don't say that negatively. I think it's great. If we're here to help you, navigate logistics, postage, exchange rates, that's what the listeners are here for too.
Can we talk about your disastrous exchange rate for a minute? I'm actually genuinely curious about parts of it. Because we always, whenever iPhone time comes out, there aren't a lot of things, I shall say, that the three of us are all buying the same thing, right? Like an iPhone would be one of those, but very few other things are in that category. So what other stuff are you getting screwed on outside of like technology stuff?
Petrol, $2.20 a litre or something.
20/30.
$2.30 a liter.
220 to 230. It's been around here.
Wow. Okay.
That's tax inclusive.
Well,
if that helps.
Does it?
Not really. But I don't know, because you buy in gallons, so
yeah, it's a whole math thing. That's probably like 50 gallons. I don't know. Those 3 years ago when we would talk about new iPhone time, it would be like, if it was $1,000 here, it would be like 1,100 or 1,200 there. And now, flash forward to now, I feel like if it's 1,000, now it's like 2,000 there. It feels like everything's double now, which is just crazy.
Have we had a look? What are the actual numbers now?
That's
like if you have a squiz, Jason, and Andrew and I can have a look at pricing.
What am I squizzing?
Let's max out the most expensive new iPhone and see what the number is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And you're going with a 15 Pro Max?
15 Pro Max, whatever color, because that doesn't really change anything. 1 terabyte.
This is just Martin rubbing it in that I did this and it's in the ether.
Bye.
I didn't mean it that way, but yeah, cool. In Australian dollars, it's $2,899 for a 1 terabyte iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Okay, now let me punch that into the currency conversion.
Oh, $15.99.
Okay, now add tax on top. You pay tax, don't you?
I don't.
It's just you? It's just a choice you made, Jason, or it's a political statement?
We don't have sales tax in my state.
Wow.
So
okay.
$15.99 is what I pay. Whatever it says on the thing, that's what comes out of my pocket.
Right, Andrew, crunch the numbers.
Okay, so I've crunched the numbers. 2,899 Australian dollars would be equivalent to us paying 1,863 US dollars.
So 200 and change
surcharge. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
With the added element that you don't actually get it once you've paid for it.
Just giving Apple money.
Now that is a margin. 100% margins.
Wonderful. It's a great experience. You know, Tim, my customer sat is very low. This blow-away new device you've got, I wouldn't know about it because it's lost by StarTrackin.
He doesn't hear you, Andrew, he doesn't hear you unless you use your prayer hands.
I'm going to write one of those letters. I'm going to say, Dear Tim, and I'll be at the front of the keynote next year. Dear Tim, I heard that your iPhone was amazing, so I purchased one, and it never turned up.
And that's it. That's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a kid in Bibra Lake who's very happy with your phone right now, Andrew. Don't get too upset.
Well, I feel like this is how they've gotten their 2030 global shipping climate change initiative sorted out. They literally don't ship. Man, your carbon emissions are way down because they make the phone, they warehouse the phone, they receive your money, and that's the end of it. Supply chain efficiency. Tim Cook, we know he's a supply chain guru. He's worked it out. It's like, why are we even delivering these phones? Let's just park them up in a warehouse.
Well, fortunately for you, my phone is big enough for both of us, so I got you covered. If you need any thing Siri'd or you need some thumb typing done, just let me know.
And why?
Outsource it to me.
What have you got?
The biggest phone known to man. The 15 Pro Max.
Oh, yeah. With a 5x zoom.
5x zoom. Yeah. Tetra Prism.
Tetra Prism. Wow.
Don't you wish you could see it? God, I want to see it. I just want to see what it looks like. It's got to be super small, but it's still, I want to see one.
Are you enjoying it?
It's phenomenal. I love it. It's absolutely great. It's the natural titanium. I love it. It weighs very little, surprisingly, for how gigantic it is. The edges are lovely.
Has it overheated? Burnt a hole in your pocket?
No, it has not. I've been hearing about this for like 3 days now, and in basically typical fashion, every time there's something that happens that is this big, oh my gosh, all these things are happening, I'm always sitting over here like, mine is fine. Like, what is going on? Why? I just have like the best luck in the world, I guess. I don't know.
As opposed to me, who has the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yours isn't overheating either that you know of.
Did you get a fine woven case?
I don't do cases. No, but I did go to the Apple Store today to look at them because yet this was another, oh my God, the world's on fire on the internet. Jeez, everything's the worst. So I had to go look at them for myself because I'm sick of hearing about it. And like, I don't know, they're cases. I'm not a case person. I wouldn't get one because I don't get cases. So I don't know if that really says anything.
Did you take a bowl of spaghetti bolognese with you just to drop on the back, or maybe rub a meat pie into it or something?
Oh my God. Yeah. So what I did was I picked it
Drop
up.
some Coca-Cola on it.
Gently like looked at it, and then I took a screwdriver and stabbed it through the back and said, oh my God, this is trash. And then I said, like and subscribe. It's fine. You could tell that like people are going to the stores and like deliberately screwing them up, which I think is super douchey and annoying. Like, quit being a dick. We don't need more. We have so many dicks in this world already. The last thing we need is another one. Like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. End of story. Like, I don't know why this is such a big deal. But anyway, they're fine. They feel really weird. They feel like really smooth. I was expecting to be able to see the little weavy in my head. I envisioned it to be like the Apple Watch bands that are like that kind of Velcro-y, like squishy stuff. I thought it was going to be like that. So it'd be like a little pillow, but it's, you can't see the weave at all. Like, it's just flat, and it feels like a suede, I would say. Yeah, like a suede is kind of the feeling.
Suede gives me shivers, so I'm not touching that.
Yeah, where it's sort of like one direction and like you can kind of feel like a different direction. It's weird.
Wow, I can't leave that alone. What's wrong with suede, Martin?
There's something about the feel of it that's just like, I don't know, it's like the touch equivalent of when you hear something scraping on an old chalkboard or something. I don't know. Just makes your hands feel dry and odd. Maybe that's just me. But I'm also someone who sneezes in direct sunlight, which is a thing.
Oh, I do that too.
So you're one of those people.
I'm one of those too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
The rubber case colors are very nice. I can say that. Those are very pretty. The rubber, whatever they're, I don't know. Are those fluoroelastomer? I have no idea what they're made of. But
sorry, we're not talking about that anymore, Jason. We're talking about sneezes.
Okay. Sorry. Moving on.
What happens when you sneeze on your fine woven case? That's what I want to know.
I bet it's fine. Like most things that are overblown, I bet it's probably fine.
Oh, I have a question. Now that you have your 15 Pro Max, does it feel like it's actually seriously close in size to you? Does it actually feel like it's seriously close in size to your M2 iPad, which you've listed here in the freeform?
No.
Like, do you feel this size gap closing?
No, but what I did do is replace my old phone and my iPad mini with my 15 Pro Max. So I am down to the proper amount of devices now that I don't feel like I'm going insane. So I have one computer, one iPad, one phone. That's it.
Perfect.
And one camera, because you've done that too.
Yes, and one yeah, I'm downsizing everything. I just want one of everything. I want to simplify what's going on. And it's been working great as like fitting that iPad mini kind of middle size. Like it's not quite there, but it's pretty damn good. And the fact that it's like got the OLED and the ProMotion and all that feels really good. I can't pencil on it. I don't know. I still don't know why that's not a thing. It feels like it should be. But
if you've got a stylus, you blew it.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So this one of everything, is this extending to like one pair of shoes, one pair of underwear? You're like really just, that's it?
No. It's not gotten that bad yet. I mean, eventually maybe we might get there. We'll see.
All right. Just wash them every day. All right.
Well, every few days. Hey Siri, set a reminder to wash my underwear.
You don't need to say hey anymore. A little quick tip for your new iPhone. And Martin, this will even work on an iPhone 13 mini. I know because I tried. Courtesy of a retweet from friend of the show, Furstenberg, aka Firsty. Go to Settings, Accessibility, Touch, Haptic Touch, and then set it to fast. It is so much better. Firsty, thank you for retweeting that on Mastodon. I made that change and I much prefer it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It makes all the like tap and hold functions way quicker, and it feels a bit like 3D Touch again, how that used to be. Remember that was the thing?
If you want to check out oneprimeplus.com, where it's always in the game, the long game, we put out a pretty weird episode recently, just a mini, about Big Banana. Andrew had suspicions, conspiracy theories, and there was some creepiness. We actually had a One Prime Plus Hemispherian say in the Discord that he wasn't sure how he would sleep that night, and I'm proud of that.
That's basically a 5-star review.
Starfield, Sea of Stars, Thieves, Khaki.
Insert air horn.
Meow.